Hey everybody! Now, you may be wondering, has Dave lost his mind? No, I have not. I've been looking forward to this day for about a month or two. Everybody that knows me knows I don't like filming in the rain. But, to get a point across, I have to film in the rain. Now, it's winter time, it's cold, it's going to be wet when it's rainy. It's not a good situation to be caught out in. About a month or two ago, I did a video called Fire in the Rain Survival Practice. And what that was is where I depicted where your average person was out unprepared. They went out with a knife and a ferro rod because normally a good bushcrafter and definitely a good survival expert or enthusiast can make a fire with a ferro rod and a knife. But when it's been very wet, very rainy for a while, a few days, it's very tough, if not dang near impossible if you're unprepared. So, what I'm doing today is I'm showing how I actually do it, how I am actually prepared, how I go out when I am expecting conditions like this. So, and what I wear and how I go about doing it. And I don't like filming in the direct rain, but to me this is really the only way to get my point across. And the best part is it may or may not work. So let's give it a try. Now, like I said last time, I went out with a knife and a ferro rod. Okay, well this time I am prepared because I normally carry with me an axe and a machete and a knife and a folding saw. That's usually the trio I carry. And when you carry a trio like that, you pretty much got it made. And I also carry 2 different fire starters and 3 or 4 different ways of making fire because the items are so small. Now the way I'm dressed, alright, let's cut to a different scene, and I'm going to talk about that as we're heading up to wherever we're going to wind up. So right off the bat, what am I looking for? Okay, I'm looking for a place to shelter from the rain. Okay, now behind me there's some trees. 2 trees leaned up, 2 trees laying on the ground. Alright, so what I'm going to do is a lot of people when they're out, they will wear some kind of raincoat. Not me, I wear a poncho. Now the idea is people say, oh, you can wear a poncho because that way you can, something in my eye, that way you can take the poncho off and make a shelter and get up under it. Well, what's the problem with that? Once you've taken the poncho off and then you leave out from underneath the shelter you've made, you're going to get wet. That's not a good thing. Now, in the summertime, I wear a poncho and then I carry an extra lightweight thin poncho with me. See if I can get my hand out from under here. I carry a clear hooded poncho. That way I can wear it while I'm gathering wood. Now in the winter time, I just go ahead and break down and I wear 2 ponchos. And then I wear a brim hat. That way the brim hat will keep the rain from dripping down in my hood or on my face. Alright? So now what I'm going to do, the first thing that I'm going to do, now I have on my side my machete. I'm going to try to get it out. There's little sticks. Let me show you something here. There's little pokey sticks on that branch right there, and that'll poke a hole in my poncho. So the first thing that I want to do is when I get my machete out, I can't even see my machete. I hope I don't get cut pulling it out. After bumbling around for a minute, I got my machete out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across the top and I'm going to chop away some of the little branches. Now I'm chopping some of these branches off, and I'm hoping I'm getting this in view. Kind of hard to see anything now, and I may be getting the top of the umbrella that the tripod is on. See, here's the umbrella. This is a good example for why you should use a lanyard for when your hands are all soaking wet. So what I'm doing is I'm chopping the branches off another one, and I'm going to scoot it closer so that I'll have a place where I can make kind of a roof. Alright, now that I feel like I'm kind of comfortable with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one poncho off and try to set it on it. And then I'm going to lay some more sticks on it. I think I'm going to have to move the camera because this umbrella is being in the way of me filming. I'm trying to get all of this. I think I got you in sight now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my outer poncho off and lay it on here and then lay some sticks across it. See, I've got the poncho off. I hope that was in shot. Man, it's really hard to film with this umbrella on here. But I've got the other poncho, and see, I'm still going to be dry because I have my remaining poncho on. Now I'm going to prop some sticks up underneath it a little ways. So what I'm doing now is laying more sticks up against the shelter. Y sticks are good because they don't roll around. I think I got me a decent little spot under there now that I can build a fire. All I got to do now is I got to find some wood laying around. Now it took forever for me to find the wood, but I think I found 3 pieces. And this right here is a pretty reasonably fresh split. So this may be the one that I'll actually get the fire started with, and then I'll saw these up to set them on the fire. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to find the wood that is as vertical as possible. Anything laying on the ground or anything that's you know, horizontal is going to absorb more rain, more water. So you want the stuff that's been kind of standing upright a little bit. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to try to adjust that adjust the tripod down to where we can get into the shelter here and see if I can get a fire going. Oh, that camera, I can't believe how foggy it is. I hope I'm actually making a good video here. Now here's the umbrella of the tripod. I got some plastic here hanging off of it for extra protection because the wind blew it over and broke the back of the umbrella, and I'm trying to save my camera. So anyway, and here it is. Here's the shelter. You can see I'm up under it. That's one of the blue clips right there from my plastic. Alright, so I'm under the shelter, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to saw a couple of pieces up. See if I got you in shot. Man, everything's getting so foggy, it's bad. I'm going to try to saw some pieces up. Now, in my sheath here, you in shot? In my sheath here, I have a saw. I'm going to saw some of these pieces up first. Now, I'm under the shelter, I'm under the roof right now. So, I'm going to pull this poncho up over my leg. Oh, one other thing. I always carry some kind of plastic that's big enough to fit into my cargo pocket, and that's what I kneel on to keep my pants from getting further wet. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I want to make sure when I put this on the ground that I want to make sure that I'm still under the roof, because I don't want rain to land on this and track on to me. So I'm going to lay it right there. I got one knee on it, so I'm comfortable now. So what I'm going to do now is I set the wood up on my foot, and I'm going to saw me a couple of pieces. Now it started slacking up a little bit on rain, so I'm going to show you another technique for whenever the pieces start getting kind of small, how you can saw them. Put them between 2 trees and pull back while you're sawing. Take your pieces of wood and put them under your poncho. See how I've got my, I'm leaned right here and I've got my knee under here? Well, I'm going to take the pieces of wood and lay them under my poncho here. This is one of the processes for getting the wood. Thunder means there's more coming. So now I hear the thunder picking up, so I'm going to pull some things out of my shirt pocket to show you real quick, and my cargo pocket. Now in my cargo pocket, you always got to have a backup. So I carry a couple of different things. I carry some fat wood, that way I can carve it up and get it lit, and I'll have a flame. Now, a while back, Corporal Kelly, Sean Kelly, did a video, Fire in the Rain, and I go by the same advice he is. In weather like this, don't even mess with a ferro rod. You need a flame. You need either a lighter or matches, right? So, I carry, see if I can dig it out of my pocket. And he did a video on Fire in the Rain, But he did it with no tools, to where you walk around gathering up small sticks in a way of starting a fire and drying the sticks. Now that's a different method from this, because with this method I'm prepared. I have carried a machete and a saw. So Corporal Kelly's is a different method. Be sure and check it out so that you'll have two methods in your toolbox. Now in my upper pocket, I will carry a candle of some kind, and then I carry a case of waterproof matches. Now this case is not a waterproof case, but it is a crush proof case so that I don't crush anything. Now you could add silicone to this. This is some sort of a mint case. Carry breath mints in it for whenever you go on a job interview. Now in here I have another case. Let's show you it. I have another case inside here, and what it contains is, come on. Let's open it up. That's a good sealed up case. It's got in 2 lighters and some wax cotton pads, and then underneath it, it's got some birthday candles. Because see, birthday candles are handy because a regular candle gives you 1 flame. This will give you multiple flames, which gives you greater chance of starting a fire. Now that stuff up there, that corner back there, let me crank you down here for a minute. That corner back there is actually starting to dry out a little bit, which is great, wonderful. So what I'm going to do now is my face may not be in shot, but what I'm doing will be. So let's move you down here. There we go, I think that'll work. And I've laid some sticks here to where I'm going to try to build the fire on. I think I may need to move you a little closer, just you kind of watch what I'm doing here. And I'm fixing to get under here because I am getting kind of wet. All right, I think we got it made now. Let's see, I'm gonna cut this scene off and restart it so that the editing won't go bad, because this next scene should go pretty long. First thing we're gonna do here is what I want to do is I want to find one of these other pieces of wood, and I think it's this one. While I'm thinking about it, I want to. No, I don't. Let's see. Let's use these. I'm gonna set these right here. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna saw this piece here. Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna use this one. I'm just all over the place. All right, what I'm gonna do now is I want to get to the center of this wood, and I want some sharp edges here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to baton this into some pieces. Let's see if I can move you up a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit right there. What I'm gonna try, this is a very rickety base, but I'm gonna try my best to baton these here. Alright, there's one. Alright. Now, I am under the cover of this poncho, so if it was raining much heavier, this wood that I'm splitting would be safe. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to baton this stuff down as small as I can so I can have all these sharp edges. Now this is one of them things to where, rather than being a survival expert, I think that you should be an expert at being prepared. Because being prepared is everything. And don't go out with an axe or a machete or something. Alright, now, I got those all batoned up. Let's baton up another one. And another important thing is, like I said, remember, wear 2 ponchos, especially in the winter time. Oh, and what I was saying about Corporal Kelly's method, that method where you don't have to have tools and you're going around and you're gathering up a bunch of small sticks. When you're gathering up a bunch of small sticks like that, and you're going to try to sustain them with a fire, you got to remember, it's going to take you about a half hour to an hour to gather up enough sticks to do that. That way, if it's actually raining, my method of carrying 2 ponchos is going to be wonderful, because you're not going to walk around out there and get soaking wet while you're doing it. That's not a good thing at all. You want to stay nice and dry for that half hour that you're gathering up your wood. All right, I'm gonna do one more of these, and then we're gonna start a fire. All right, and that's even better when they explode into really tiny pieces. And the beauty of this is these pieces, once I get them going, then I can start sawing up the other pieces. Well, actually, I need to saw them up ahead of time to get them ready to go. All right, so what I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to put the candle right here. Let's do the candle instead of the fat wood. Now with the fat wood, okay, what you do is carve off some pieces. Now I want to show you something else here. Not only am I prepared this ways with the machete, with a little fire kit in my pocket, but I want to show you what's on my shirt here. I have a neck knife, and in my pocket on the lanyard, I have another lighter. Now see, both of these are attached. I may take this poncho off in a minute, but anyway, that's another layer of protection right there for me. So let's run you down here over here where we can take a look. All right, now let's see if we can get this fire going with what I have prepared. So let's get this candle out. Now I don't care if I waste this whole candle, but if I get a good fire going, I can always, pull the candle out of the fire and save it for the next fire. Or you could just carry a bag with 3 candles. All right. Trying to get this thing open. That thing doesn't open good when my hands are wet. Now I got a corner of the shelter up there. It's nice and dry. So all I got to do now is light this candle. Look at that. Lighter ain't lighting. There you go, right there. Be prepared. Be prepared. Carry you a backup. There you go. Now I got a flame. Don't ever carry just one lighter. That's not a good idea. Alright, so I've got a candle here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let gravity do the work here. Now see, I'm not wasting my lighter, and I'm not worried about a match. I've got nice dry wood that I'm doing this with. And I can just stand here all day doing this if I want to. Alright, now that wood's not wanting to catch on real good, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and break out my fat wood. And I'm going to go ahead and catch it on fire. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it over here until it catches. Now I'm going to hold it until I can't hold it no more. See, it's starting to get hot. I see the wind is blowing my flame in one direction. I think you're up a little high. I'm catching all my edges on fire here. Now see, what I've got now is I've got a much larger flame that is sustainable, because this fat wood will be going for a while. And I can always find more fat wood while I'm out in the woods, but I can't always find another candle. That's the beauty of using fat wood, is fat wood is a renewable resource. A candle is not. A candle is something you have to be prepared with. So you see now what I've done? I'm gonna blow my candle out so I can save it for later, for if I need another fire. And then I'm gonna lay this right here, and then I'm gonna start leaning all these sticks up against this. And see, that way the bigger pieces I'm using, I don't have to be in such a hurry to try to add wood. And see, all these sharp edges here are going to catch on quick. And I will have a nice sustainable fire here in a minute. Now I want to put my smallest pieces over here on the side where the flame is without choking it off. Now in a minute I'm going to have a roaring fire. And I've laid it on a bunch of wood that will sustain it. Even though the wood's wet, it'll sustain it. Now some of your little skinnier pieces, you can even put them in the top and let gravity do the work. If you can be careful and do it without knocking the fire over. Let me pull that out. I need a little more oxygen. Now that's going to catch on there in a minute. I think we're at 9 minutes. No, I don't know. I can't tell if it's in the mirror there. I don't know if it's 9 minutes or 6 minutes. Lay another piece up here on top. I got a couple more pieces here. Now see, while this fire is trying to sustain itself, I'm just going to sit here on my green tarp where it's nice and dry, and I'm just going to watch this fire grow. I don't even have to do anything to it now. Of course, I could help it along by holding a piece of wood over it. See, fat wood is a lifesaver, an absolute lifesaver. Yeah, I'm at 10 minutes. I better stop this thing. I better stop it and restart it. Alright, I had to stop it and start it because that's ridiculous trying to edit a scene more than 10 minutes. I'm going to back you up just a little bit here, because I think you get the idea of what I am doing. Run you down there a minute. There you go. And then we're just going to sit here and watch this thing go. Now I'm probably having to yell so that you can hear me. And see, all I do now is just continue adding sticks all around. I can just put an array of them up top if I want to. I think I'm going to carry the camera around the side and show you where the flames are really catching on. See, it's kind of hard to do this with a candle, but it's easy to do it with fat wood. There you go. Now see, if you think for a minute that your fire is about to go out, and you know you've got good dry wood batoned in there, just keep on putting some air in there. It takes a little while for it to come to life, but it will here in a minute. So there you have it. There's your fire in the rain. That is how I do it. Now, there's tons of moisture in the air, and so I'm still having to kind of blow on the fire. But the thing is I now have a shelter set up, and I have a fire under it, and I can continue to add tiny pieces and blow on it because the core of that fire is in good shape. And it's not going to get wet. It's under my poncho roof. Okay? So, and I got my wood under there. I can sit under there, and I can saw it, and I can split it, baton it, keep adding, keep blowing, and before long I'm going to have a giant glowing fire. So that's how I do it. It's fixing to go out, so I got to blow on it. So till next time, I'll see you in the next one.